Could you please introduce yourself for the people that don't know you? Tell your story about your upbringing.
So I'm Dušan. I'm a Bitcoin educator from Slovakia. I have been doing Bitcoin education for about 6-7 years right now. My background is in teaching. I was a math, physics, and English tutor. For some years, I was teaching kids from 6 years old all the way to university students. And that was when I fell in love with education and seeing this kind of changing the approach to education for a kid and kids going from the worst grades in math all the way to the best ones. For me, that was like a big game changer. How the kids regained confidence in themselves, how parents started to treat their kids better. They saw like, wow, that my kid is doing great. That's when I really fell in love with education, went down the Bitcoin rabbit hole and started exploring that. I was like, okay, this is what I want to teach. We lack financial literacy or monetary literacy in the world, and this is where I can help and where I have the passion. So I was doing a lot of podcasts, webinars, workshops, translated some books about Bitcoin into Slovak language. I was training teachers how to teach Bitcoin in schools as well. And then we wanted to scale it up because I was kind of one-man show doing consultancies. And I was like, okay, this is not very scalable because I was doing consultations 7 days, 7 hours a day. And I was like getting burned out to kind of do the same thing all over. So I was like, okay, I need to scale it up. I want to educate 100 million people about Bitcoin. Why 100 million? Because I want to educate the same amount of people as there are Satoshis in one Bitcoin. That was kind of the idea behind it. So I cannot do it myself. I want to scale it up. But the education is very hard to scale, very hard to finance. You depend on grants, you depend on donations. So we decided that we would like to self-sustain it ourselves and create a business that can sustain the education activities. And that's when we started to do Bitcoin mining. So 3 years ago, we set up a first Bitcoin mining container in Slovakia. We filled it up pretty quick with machines of my clients. So we had, after a month of starting it up, we had maybe 160 S19s at a time. So almost like $1.5 million in investment there. Then we opened up a new container. So we filled up that one. So we had 2 full containers of machines. And then we needed to move out from Europe because the prices went up, the war came in. So we needed to figure out a place where we can continuously mine. And that's where we ended up in Paraguay, where we do mining, hosting next to the largest power plant, like third largest power plant in the world, Itaipu. Whole Paraguay is water-based. So the whole consumption, 100% of that is hydroelectricity. And the Paraguay is the largest electricity exporter in the world as well. And that's why it's a very good place to be doing Bitcoin mining. And that's where we set up. So right now we can scale the education activities. We set up Bitcoin Academy here in Honduras on the Roatan Island where there's a Bitcoin jurisdiction. So we can talk about all of that. I don't want to kind of like ramp up.
I didn't know about that about Paraguay. Actually, I was wondering, why Paraguay? But now I get it. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, it's like a Mecca for miners. It's a great place. It's the second safest country in Southern America after Uruguay. Again, it's a huge electricity producer. They're selling 40% of electricity they produce to Brazil and Argentina. One of the best places, cheap electricity, abundant electricity, green electricity. It's really, really good there.
How did you start your Bitcoin rabbit hole?
It was 2017 when I started, and it was, so basically one of my friends, we wanted to have a website for our company. I had a business before, a construction company. We were building outdoor workout parks and we want to have a website. I met with him and he told me, Dušan, right now I'm doing more Bitcoin than websites. I'm like, Peter, what the heck? Like this multi-level Ponzi scheme got you as well? Like, oh my God, I was very skeptical. And first I heard about Bitcoin 2015, but I didn't care. And then 2017, I was like, okay, Peter, I trust you. Tell me about it. Like, why are you in it? Like, what's interested there? And we were chatting about and how Bitcoin can help in countries where the money is failing, when the economy is falling apart. We didn't talk a lot about like, okay, let's make money on Bitcoin and you can trade and all of that stuff. That doesn't interest me that much. But the economic and social aspect of Bitcoin was for me like a game-changing thing. And that evening, I sat down and I was like 5 hours straight studying Bitcoin, anything I can find. Oh. I went to sleep like almost in the morning. I told my friends, my colleagues, like the next day I'm not going to work because I'm going to study Bitcoin. They were like, what the heck? So I took some time to really get in. And no, I started to fall down the rabbit hole. And after a couple of months, I did my first workshop on Bitcoin. And also what I was doing, like I had open consultations in a cafeteria where I was sitting every day from 3 to 5. Anybody can come. We can talk about Bitcoin for free. And every time they gave me a question that I didn't know, I was like, okay, man, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to research it and I'm going to answer it. So in this way, I learned much, much more about Bitcoin so that I can explain it better. So this helped me as well a lot in my education journey as well.
Ready to explore the full AmityAge portfolio? We support Bitcoiners at every stage of their journey. Unlock liquidity without selling your SATA through our concierge Bitcoin-backed loans. Experience seamless, private transactions with our OTC financial services, or build your own hash power with our curated mining solutions. From education to infrastructure, AmityAge helps you build long-term value in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Visit our website to learn more.